Hi everyone, Jenny with On Fire Fit, and I'm doing a stretching video today. I hope you will join me in this time of trying to get more flexible. The video will not be terribly interesting unless you are doing it with me because I'm not going to have a lot of movement. It's mostly going to be holding a stretch, so I encourage you to sit down and get started and do this with me. Okay, I started with a butterfly stretch, and now I am going to extend one leg and keep the other one bent and try to get some more flexibility through the hamstring, even my back as I'm leaning forward. Make sure you're doing lots of good breathing to try to bring oxygen to the muscles. Now we are switching over to a straddle, and when I get in this position, I try to lean forward like my lower back is trying to press toward the floor. And a lot of this is just holding a stretch and breathing so that sooner or later you start to inch forward a little bit more. I try to open up my upper back by extending my arms out too, and it should feel really good. And now I am going to flex my feet. Now stretching over one knee, go ahead and lean into that. Continue the breathing. And now we're going to walk our hands over toward the other knee and stretch there. Now walking the hands back to center. And I always notice that I feel a little closer to the floor when I come back the second time around, which is why I really like to do each area more than one time, because otherwise I don't feel like I really make any strides in that particular stretch. So it does really help to come back and do the same stretch again. I don't know if you're like me, but when I watch other people's YouTube videos, I always like it when things don't go exactly as planned. It just makes me feel more human, I guess. So right there, the owner of the studio popped her head in the room and said that it felt so relaxing and peaceful in the room I was in. She was about ready to teach a kids music class in the other studio, and she was detecting the peace emanating out of my room. So I was having a little conversation with her there. Here I am doing a little fold over, and again, I'm not all that flexible, but I don't want to try to compare myself to other people, but just against myself and what I can do now versus what I could do a month ago or whatever. I mean, I came from a point of having 3 abdominal surgeries and I could barely walk through the house. So I count it as an extreme blessing to be able to bend forward at the waist and not have any pain. So I make a tabletop here where my back is straight and I inhale. And then as I fold back over, I exhale. And I do keep a little soft bend in my knees just because I've torn my hamstring in the past and I don't want to lock out my knees and cause problems again. But you certainly could get a little straighter on these if you're able to. But I think the idea is just to continue to breathe through this and really notice if your hands get closer to the floor. I noticed that I started to get to the point where I could get my palm on the floor where I never could do that before. So, you know, it's baby steps, and we just have to look at everything that we are doing from a standpoint of being amazed at what our bodies can do instead of frustrated by what we think they should do and can't yet. Thank you so much for being with me for this stretching video. I hope that you stayed with me to the end. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you do. And otherwise, I hope that you just go out and live your life on fire.